Good morning, cadets. Let us revise the poems. Next week, you are going to appear for the second pre-board examination. And the poems are the ones you'll be facing a lot of difficulties. In the case of prose, the language that is used is very direct. But in the case of poems, we come across poetic lines where interpretation is required. It's not merely the literal meaning of it, but you should be able to find the figurative meaning. You should be able to go deep into the poems in order to understand the poem. So therefore, let's revise the poems that you have for studies. So today we are going to start with the first poem, My Mother at 66, written by Kamla Das. First of all, you should remember the title of the poem. What is the title of the poem? My Mother at 66. Who has written this poem? Kamla Das. They may ask the question for 1 mark. What is the title of the poem? Or name the poem and the poet. And you should be able to write that. So remember the title of the poem. My Mother at 66. The poet Kamla Das. In the case of lessons, the writers' names are not very important. But in the case of poems, the poets' names are very important because quite often the question appears on the names of these poets. Okay, so remember the title as well as the poet who has written this poem. So let's go to the poem now. At first, let's understand gist of the poem. The poet is driving from a parent's home to Kochi by car. How is she going? She is going by car. Who is driving? The poet is driving. And who is sitting by the side of the poet? So poet is in a car. She is driving the car. She is going to the airport, Kochi airport. And her mother is by her side. Her mother is by her side. And what is she doing? She is sleeping. Her mouth is open mouthed. And how does she look like? She's aged. And the expression on her face. How does she appear? Very pale, colorless, frail like a dead body. She appears like a dead body, indicating that her death was near. Her end was near. So here the poet is driving a car. Her mother is sitting by her side. Her mouth is open. She is looking very pale, colorless, frail like a dead body. She is looking very frail. She is looking very weak. She is appearing like a dead body. And childhood's fear. What is childhood's fear? Because quite often the question comes. Her familiar ache, my childhood fear. Fear of separation from her mother. Fear of her death. So quite often that question comes in the examination. And what is that question? What is childhood fear of the poet? Now here, let's go to this. The poet looks at her and feels intense pain and agony to realize that soon Death will cast her mother from her. Soon, what is going to happen? Her mother is going to die. So, here her mother is going to die, and the childhood fear is fear of death, fear of separation. So, due to aging, what? One is bound to die. So she was afraid, if my mother dies, then that childhood fear that lurks, that comes again in her mind. And she wants to divert her mind. And what does she do to divert her mind? Because that fear, that the realization that the poet had, what was the realization? That her mother might die soon. So, a fear of death, fear of separation. So suddenly she feels that agony, that suffering, and she wants to divert from her mind. And what does she do? She looks outside. And what does she see outside? She's there inside the car, driving the car. She's thinking about her mother, and she wants to divert her mind. And therefore, she looks outside at the young trees. And young trees, what are they doing? They are sprinting. They appear. The trees are appearing, sprinting, jumping. Happy children bursting out of their homes in a playful mood. See the contrasting image you see. The trees are sprinting. Happy children are coming out of their homes in a very playful mood. And her mother appears very pale and colorless. And then here gist of the poem is given, the summary of the poem is given. Now here, where are they now? They are there in the airport. When they are there in the airport, after the security check at the airport, looked again at her mother's face. She looks at mother's face. And how's her mother's face? Pale and cold. So let's recite the poem and let's understand the poem. Driving from my parents' home to Kochi last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. I saw my mother beside me. So let's recite this poem now. And let's understand this poem better. So here what is that? Aging. What is the theme of the poem? It's a aging. Driving from my parents' home to Kochi last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me. When she was driving her car and she was going from her ancestral home, from her parents' home, and she was going to Kochi, to the airport. And suddenly she happens to see her mother who was sitting by her side, beside me, by her side. She was dozing, she was sleeping, open mouth. Her mouth was open, her face ashen like. Her face was very pale, looking like ashen like that of a corpse, that of a dead body, and relies with pain. So she suffers that agony and pain that she was as old as she looked. But soon put that thought away. She wanted to divert that thought that had come to her mind, that her mother has become quite old and she might die. She might lose her mother. And looked out. So, in order to divert her mind, what does she do? She looks out at young trees sprinting and merry children spilling out of their homes. So, young trees sprinting. See here, youth. Youth, how's it? You're always full of energy. Merry children, happy children spilling out of their homes, coming out of their homes, emerging out of their homes. So the childhood, again full of energy, but now here, mother in her old age, looking quite pale. So there's a kind of contrast there. And she wanted to forget the thought that had come in her mind. She wanted to get rid of that thought. And then, when they reach the airport, after the security check, standing a few yards, she observes her mother a few, and I looked again at her. Wan, pale. So she was looking ashen like, wan, pale, colorless, as a late winter's moon. How late winter's moon appears quite dull. She was appearing very dull, very colorless, and felt that old familiar ache of death of her mother, separation from her mother, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. So again and again she keeps on smiling. Why? Because she doesn't want to show the kind of worry she has got to her mother. She wants to show that absolutely there's no problem at all what has happened. And in order for that, she does that. So let's recite this poem and once again, let's see the gist of this poem. Let's understand this poem in a better manner. Driving from my parents' home to Kochi last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me doze, open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. So let's look at the gist of the poem. And we have seen here a contrast. And then when they are there at the security check, when she looks at the mother's face is quite pale and cold. Now your familiar ache, my childhood fear. The poet has always had a very intimate and close relationship with her mother. And she has always felt the fear of being separation, the fear of separation and the fear of death. So childhood fear, so familiar ache of separation and death. That fear again, it means the same. So the poet, what does she do? She reassures her mother that they will meet again. She reassures her mother, that's why see you Amma soon. But she's quite sure that probably it's going to be for the last time. Probably she will never see her. But she bears mask and she tells, see you Amma soon. She's quite sure that probably it is not possible for her to see again. So let's go to the questions now on this poem. Let's take up few questions now. What do the parting words of the poet to a mother signify? What do the parting words of mother signify? What do the parting words of the poet to a mother signify? The poet's parting words are very expressive of the dilemma and confusion. And what are the parting words? See you soon, Amma. All I so what are her parting words? See you soon. But she's quite sure that she will not meet her. And this is a very, very important question. And it has appeared again and again. What do the parting words? And what are the parting words? Remember, see you soon. See you soon. So how does it signify? The poet's parting words are quite expressive of the dilemma and confusion that the poet carries in a mind, while her elongated smile is hollow. And how the smile? Smile is hollow, empty, superficial, and expresses her helplessness, fear, and guilty feeling. And that's why what is she doing? She's smiling and smiling and smiling. She's having just mask. Her helplessness, her fear, that is what it expresses. At the same time, both the parting words and the smile are a supportive hope and comfort to this old woman to survive longer. And that's why she says, see you soon, Amma. So survives longer so that she can meet her again. So remember, the parting words are quite expressive and they reflect the dilemma and confusion that the poet has. A smile is quite hollow and superficial, and they reflect her helplessness and fear. So here, both the parting words and smile are kind of support and comfort to the aging mother, to the old mother, to the mother who is an elderly person. And that's why mother at 66. How old is she? She's 66. Let's go to the second question now here. What are the kind of pain and fear that the poet feels? What are the kind of pain and fear that the poet feels? The poet feels the pain of separation or pang of separation, we can say. The pain of separation. And that's what is a childhood fear. Childhood fear of separation from a mother, helplessly unable to take good care of her even at her old age. So she's quite helpless. She's not able to take care of her old age. So she's not able to take care of her mother when she is quite old. The fear is a familiar haunting once she moves through since her childhood that she is going to lose her mother, being subjected to her declining health and age. So what is the fear now? Fear of loss of her mother. So fear of loss of her mother, fear of death of her mother or loss of her mother. Loss and separation from her mother. So let's go to the third question here. Why are the young trees described sprinting and the merry children spilling? Now here, the young children's sprinting and the merry children spilling. So here what is that? They are the symbols of life. See, remember you're young, that is youth. That is youth. And merry children, childhood, they are spilling, they are coming out. So they are full of energy. Sprinting, spilling, running out. So they are the symbols of life. Energy, vitality, movement, joyousness. So these are the symbols of life. Full of life. But she's deathly. It is in order to contrast, show the contrast here or intensify the sad, inactive, spiritless, dying, pathetic condition of the poet's mother and thereby effectively express the aggravating dilemma, fear and ache of the poet. Both the images are pertinent for the understanding of the process of aging and decay. So let's see the last question here, which is a very important question, and the remaining questions will take up tomorrow. Why has the mother been compared to late winter's moon? Remember here, late winter's moon. As a late winter's moon, which figure of speech? That is simile. Remember which figure of speech is used there? Simile. I looked again at her wan pale as a late winter's moon. That is simile. It is to convey the idea of the mother's aging and decay. Taking analogy from seasonal changes, the late winter's moon appears pale, it appears dull, and its brightness dimmed in fog and mist. So its brightness is also dimmed. Likewise, the old mother in declining health appears quite pale, grey, inactive, energyless, aging, and decaying to death. Let's discuss the remaining questions tomorrow. Let's discuss this poem in detail. Read this poem, recite the poem, try to understand the poem. Remember, there will be number of questions on interpretation of the poem, and therefore you should be ready for that. Thank you. Goodbye.